You are listening to the Young Sports Cast. Stay tuned.
The other thing that I think is our expectations of Caleb are too high. And mine are. I want to hit the playoffs and I want to hit the Super Bowl, right? It's been years. It's been years and years and years, and it's time we win. But I remember Ben Johnson in Detroit talking about, and this was a couple years into his offensive calling. He said, I love where I'm at now with the Detroit Lions because now we're past the fundamentals and we can talk actual strategy. We can get extra plays. We can do fun stuff with the football because the fundamentals are out of the way. But that didn't happen overnight, and that's not going to happen overnight with the Chicago Bears. Our expectations are we have Caleb Williams, which is an absolute star, and I agree with that. You have Ben Johnson, who's an absolute star. And now we're expected to be clear up here with everything. And that didn't happen with the Detroit Lions. That hasn't happened, in my opinion, with any team. And you could prove me wrong. But I think our expectations, or my expectations this year, is we need to watch about the flags, right? False starts, offsides, not knowing what play to call. That's what needs to be fixed and taken care of the first year. If we are expecting Caleb Williams to throw for 5,000 yards, we're expecting Caleb Williams to do this, we're expecting Caleb Williams, I know that he can do it. But my hope is, and my expectations are, that we go through a game with one flag. We go through one game where he messes up one play, and it cleans up the game. The passes will come. The scores will come. The defense is there. Caleb is, there's too much expectations on Caleb to win these games when it's an entire team. So what I need from that team and from the offense in particular is just mesh and get the fundamentals. I mean, you've got the entire offensive line that's been revamped. It's going to take some time and some chemistry to get that offensive line meshing with themselves and then meshing with Caleb. We've already heard of bad snaps, false starts. We've heard of that in practice. That's what I want fixed this year. I need the fundamentals and I need the chemistry and the 12 installs figured out. Does it have to be to perfection? No, because that's not going to happen. And if our expectations are all 12 of these installs are going to be done to a perfection, and I think we're setting our expectations too high. I heard Tom Brady talk a while back, and I agree with him 100%. Years ago, the NFL quarterbacks came out of the draft, and they sat 1 or 2 years, maybe 3 years, sometimes even 4 years before they started in the NFL. Not that way anymore. You're in the first round, you will be starting. And we're throwing these young adults, these young players at the NFL saying, play it now, right? And especially last year, it was not a good situation with Shane Waldron. It wasn't a good year with Eberflus, and just all the way around because that stage was huge for Caleb. And he wasn't used to playing in that stage. And the game was different in that stage. And there was no one to show him, this is how you play it. And I truly believe that had they sacked Caleb Williams last year and played Tyson Bagent, that this year Caleb would have less crap to get rid of on his plate and unlearn than what he has to deal with this year. He's a smart guy. I have full confidence in him. Do I think that we can beat Detroit? Sure. Do I think we can beat the Packers? Heck yeah. Do I think that we can beat Minnesota? Heck yeah. I think we can win games. And it's a team effort. And if we can keep the flags down and the penalties down, and for crying out loud, the sacks. That was one more thing. The sacks last year. You don't think anything created bad habits like getting sacked? When you're running for your life and you got a 350-pound lineman coming at you, yep, you're going to get some bad habits. That's all got to be unlearned. All of that's got to be unlearned. And now he's got to learn to trust his offensive line. He's got to learn to trust the Ben Johnson program. He's got to trust that he's learning all these new installs and he's getting the basics and the fundamentals down. And then let's go for the Super Bowl.